Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Okay. Hi, John.
Hello to
Okay.
you, Amanda. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really looking forward to hearing your story and about the many different projects you're working on. You do so many different things. It's very hard to know where to start. But I know you've recently launched Legacy Share. So do you want to begin by telling me a bit about this new project and what inspired you to create Legacy Share?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, thank you again for having me on, and obviously to sort of contribute to the work that you do in education and information. So Legacy Share is a website which we have built to help empower society, and it's a tool to help people have important conversations. So that can be from funeral arrangements through to just talking about your life, your achievements, what you see as a success, your family situation growing up. So it's a real sort of legacy to hand over to someone. Um, Interestingly, it's about all the things I do. For me, it's fairly sort of simple, really. From the work I've done with the NEFD, with the petition as well, for the bereavement awareness in schools. It all sort of goes back, so it's kind of like a life mission, really. And I'll share this with you. I have never said this before, but next to my bed at home, I've got a on the wall a sort of poster which I've made myself, and that reads, "To inspire society and help nurture our future, dedicating myself to highlight the path of resilience and positivity, even in the darkest of moments, fostering a stronger, brighter environment for all." So that's sort of like my own personal mission of like why I'm doing all this. And like, so people think, how do you have time to do that? Well, for me, it's big. It's like life work almost. Is why I'm here and why I'm doing this stuff.
Well, thank you for sharing that with me.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah, and when we first met, you were president of the NAFD, National Association of Funeral Directors. That must have been a great privilege and an honour. What were your biggest challenges and highlights as your time as president?
Yeah, so it was a huge honour. I'm immensely proud, and my family are proud, and hopefully I've done the NEFD. And Henry Sherry, who was the founder of the NEFD in 1905, 1905, hopefully I've done him proud as well. I feel like I have. Um, so yeah, the biggest highlights for the year really, or for that time, was just about bringing people together. For me, I get most satisfaction like working in a team. If that's playing football, if it's in business, if it's building websites, if it's podcasts, whatever it is, about working with people who are all striving towards the same goal. I find it the most exciting thing that you'll ever do. When you do things together, you can really like achieve and succeed
Yeah,
more
absolutely.
together, and that's how you can achieve things faster and stronger. And actually, once it's done, you can celebrate together as well, and it means more. And I think that's what life's about. It's about being together with
Absolutely.
with with people. So that's probably the highlight. The challenges of the year um, was to try and to ensure that people stay together with these big associations. There's different views, different mindsets. So what was fascinating and unintentionally, having the petition to add content on death, dying, and bereavement into the national curriculum as sort of like a focal point for my year, and that's coming to an end soon. That sort of result and that answer, it became like a focal point for the industry. And that really became a vehicle and tool to bring people together, which again was unintentional, but I'm very proud that we did that.
Very positive outcome.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
very much
yeah.
so. And I think it made us all realize like why we do this.
Mm.
It's sort of that sort of reminder that we're here to help and care for people. And we get up every day. It's a very demanding job, um, emotionally, physically. So it was about that care aspect, and or to also shine a light on the funeral industry, which I'm immensely proud of. The stuff that we
Yeah.
have to deal with and sort out, and we do it quietly. And I don't think actually. I don't think society fully understands what we do, and I'd like them to put us in the same bracket as those frontline workers, because I think we deserve to be there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And John, you were recently appointed funeral industry advisor at Child Bereavement UK, which is a wonderful charity. Can you tell us a bit about the charity and why this is important to you?
Yeah. So again, back to that sort of that goal next to my bed. It all ties into that, and to be asked to sort of take up that role as funeral industry advisor. Very proud moments. And Child Bereavement UK, again, I fully understand and recognise the important work they do. I lost my mum at the age of 12, and I wish the charity was there in a stronger capacity when my mum died. So yeah, I'm really proud to support them. Again, what I'm really interested in and excited to do is about how we bring more of the work that's going on in the UK to Child Bereavement UK, and Child Bereavement UK to the work going on. So I want to try and be a connection for the charity, but I really do believe in that special work.
And that leads on to you're also a passionate campaigner as well for bereavement awareness to be taught in schools. I know that's very close to your heart as well.
Yeah.
You've recently launched a parliamentary petition for children to be taught about death, dying, bereavement in the PHSE lessons, which is, yeah. Can you tell us a bit why you feel that's so important and how the campaign's progressing?
Yeah, so I mentioned before that's coming to a close soon. That was launched in October 2022, whilst I was president, and it closed in April 2023. We required 10,000 signatures. We got close to 13,000 signatures, so we got the required number. And the government came back to say that the Department for Education will be carrying out a public consultation to decide if bereavement awareness should be taught as a compulsory session throughout schools. And that's something I keep talking about. It's about making it compulsory. We learn how life begins in school, so we must learn how it ends. And it's not discussing hearse types and coffins, it's discussing the emotions that we go through. 80% of the UK population have suffered a close loss prior to the age of 18. How you define a close loss is, again, very difficult to measure that. Someone's grandmother can be closer to them than their own mother.
Yeah.
Every 22 minutes in the UK, a parent dies. Again, that's not including grandmothers, siblings, uncles, and even pets. So death is all around us. We can't avoid it. Children are already seeing it on TV. So I really believe that once we start to understand, acknowledge, and be more aware of death and bereavement around us, I think we'll be more of a compassionate society. People just who aren't sure what to say as in their adult life, they'll actually have some simple tools in knowing how to communicate to their friends. So that will result in a kinder, compassionate society. And like that really excites me, the thought of that. And I think, well, why wouldn't someone want to be involved in that? And they say, oh, it might upset the children. The children are already seeing it. The Queen's funeral last year, it's all around us. You can't avoid it. It's all around us. So we need to get on with it now, and hopefully the Department for Education do the right thing and make this a compulsory session.
Well done. It's a very important campaign.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you.
Yeah, in the past 11 years, you've been a funeral director at Perry and Phillips Funeral Directors, which has been in your family for 4 generations, which is amazing. And can you tell us a bit about the history of Perry and Phillips and the changes your family has seen over the years? I actually watched the video of you interviewing your father.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, he's lovely, and it was very interesting hearing what he's seen over the years, the changes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting. The podcast is called Death: A Changing Industry, and things do evolve, they do change. My granddad, who passed away last year, he came to our new funeral home about 8 miles from our main branch, and he was saying about how amazing it is. And John, we've got, it's incredible. But I was like, actually, granddad, yes, it's all nice, but the core values of what we do, they remain the same. There is more choice, there are more options, but about how one human connects with another human, I'd like to think that my granddad was caring for people as much as I do now. So there are changes with choice and options and how we empower people with their loved one. But I think actually, as times move forward, death has become more clinical. And that's something that really alarms and scares me. And it's about how we empower the bereaved and give control to the bereaved. And I wonder how much control and empowerment they had, say, 60 years ago, 50 years ago. So there's, moving forward is great. We have to move forward. But it's also important to not lose our core values of just connection between human beings and just, having time to give to people, which is so, I think, underrated and undervalued in society. Everyone's so busy, life's getting busier, but just giving the right space and environment for people to communicate and talk, that's how we can really provide a high level service, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got a book being released this year. Yeah, can you tell us what it is and why have you written it? Are you allowed to reveal? Are you allowed to reveal about it?
Yeah, I haven't told many people, so this is like me actually putting it out there now. It makes me a little bit sick, actually. Imposter syndrome kicking in.
Yeah.
So this isn't. I'm. It's being written by Claire Shaw, but it's on all that mission statement I've showed you at the start.
Yeah.
About how we empower children in school, why we have conversations, how if we have a better understanding of deaf, we can have a better life. So Claire and I are working together on that. It's her world. She's an author. She knows the funeral industry. So she's obviously written books for children. It's not going to be a children's book. It's a book for sort of society. It's been called a little bit tongue in cheek. Don't tell the children, but then how we empower society on the only guarantee in life. So yeah, I'm really excited to sort of get it released, and I hope it'll be another vehicle and tool to help people. I hope it will help the funeral industry, and I hope it will help society in knowing how to deal with loss and how they communicate, but also how when they go into their funeral directors, to give them a bit more of an idea rather than being like really reactive when they get to their funeral directors. They can go in there a bit more well informed. But that's, again, the book isn't about also making funeral arrangements. It's just about empowering society. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so important. When's it due to be released? Do you know when it's going to be released?
Well, Claire unfortunately has had a very difficult start to the year with some family stuff, but she's making some progress. Her family making progress now, so that's been the most important thing, actually. I said to her, that your family come before anything else.
Absolutely.
So we're hopeful June this year, but if it's later in the year, then it is when it is. So, but we're looking at NFE, the National Funeral Exhibition. But we shall see. We shall see.
I look forward to reading it.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you.
And finally, with so much going on, do you have a particular hobby or a way that you unwind and relax in the evenings?
My relaxing. I like to do rowing, my rowing machine, fitness. I play on a Thursday night five-a-side football league, which is quite competitive. But also I do teaching. So Saturdays and evenings I do tutoring for the NAFD, the National Association. So yeah, I need to get out more, Amanda. I need to get a hobby. I need to get more hobbies. My family. If I'm not at work, I'm with my family. So take my boys.
Yeah.
And I've got a new baby daughter now as well, Elodie. So if I'm not working, I'm with my wife and kids, really. So that's a priority.
It sounds like you have your hands full.
Yeah, the grey hair's coming through thick and fast.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing so many insights, and also with all the work that you do, championing in raising awareness of so many important issues. Yeah, but thank you for your time today.
No, thanks for having me, Amanda. Really appreciate it.
I look forward to speaking again soon.
Thank you.
Right, stop. And then can we chat afterwards?
Yeah, I'll just turn the recording off.
Oh, sorry, is that still on there?
No, it's fine. That's fine. I'll just cut